If you think the upper body is not involved in the squat and the deadlift, you are very, very mistaken, man. Like I was for many, many years. I just thought it's all about the lower body, the core, and that's kind of what moves the deadlift and the squat. In the last, I want to say 12 months, I have really learned otherwise. Upper body is what I'm missing. Upper body is the reason why I can't peel the weight off of the deadlift, off the floor in the deadlift. It's the reason why I lean forward in the squat. I am almost certain of this now. I've had multiple instances where I've had confirmation of this idea. It's almost like it doesn't really matter what you do for the upper body. Just you have to train the upper body, because when you train the upper body, inadvertently you're going to train the upper body stiffness in whatever movement you're doing, rowing, benching, overhead pressing, pull-upping. There's going to be some sort of tension creation through that upper body, through that shoulder girdle, through that whole system. And that very tightness that you practice when you're lifting with the upper body is what you use to deadlift and to squat. And if you think about it, both of those movements, sure, the primary movers are the lower body, but the stabilizers are really in the upper body, because in a deadlift, the weight's in our hands. The weight travels up through our arms and into our shoulder girdle, and our shoulder girdle has to provide some sort of stability in order for us to be able to use the cannon, which is the lower body. But if that cannon is in a canoe, you've all heard this saying, you're not going to be able to shoot that ball out anyway. And that stiffness, that tension is basically created in the shoulder girdle. Now, it's a very easy thing to say shoulder girdle, but basically it's the entire upper body. From pecs to serratus anterior to lats, rhomboids, teres minor, major, shoulders, deltoids, like all that stuff is really, really used. And it's just about creating stiffness all the way up through that chain. The deadlift is all about tension from the floor. If you're somebody that struggles off the floor, probably you suck in the bench press. You probably suck in the row. You probably suck in overhead press, or some sort of combination of those movements. You probably suck somewhere. I know this is all speculation, but I feel like if I was to continue on and try to add, something stupid like 20 kilos on my bench, I reckon that deadlift off the floor would have an easier time. I would have an easier time, because in order for me to hit 160, 170 with the damn bench press, that's a lot of tension, man. That's a lot of shoulder stability. That's a lot of elbow stability. That's a lot of upper back stability and all of that stuff, man. Like, I am sure that would translate to the squat and the deadlift. Like, for years, I've tried working on the ankles, working on the quads and the hamstrings and the glutes and the adductors and the freaking lateral hip, all this sort of stuff. But the moment the weight gets to a certain position or a certain number, boom, I tip over. It's like, really? Oh, it's the quads, it's the glutes, it's the quads, it's the hamstrings, it's the... Run around the circle 10 million times over. Maybe it's not the primary movers, man. Maybe it's just the stability. I do not have the ability to control that weight on my back. On the deadlift, you can round and still make the lift. On the squat, you cannot round, man. If you round, you're finished. The weights really stack up against you really quickly. The physics of it all just stack up, and you get overwhelmed very quickly. The levers just stack up too quickly. So, back of my mind, I'm thinking, pick one. Benching for me is easy. It's not exactly exciting, but it's easy. And I feel like it's a great way to train the upper back. That arch, that tension, I'm liking it. For the last, 2 weeks now, I've been benching every day. 60 kilos for sets of 20, 30, that kind of thing. Warm up every single session with this. And I'm already feeling that just walking around, I have better posture because of that thoracic extension that's required in order for you to bench and get the shoulder girdle in the right position. So all of this has happened. And today, once a week, I do the deadlift. And I'm just like paying attention to what my body is feeling like. Obviously, I'm not in the groove with the deadlift right now at all. Lots of things are feeling loose and too fatigued, like all this high rep squatting and the rest of it. But I'm just paying attention to what the girdle is doing, the shoulder girdle, how my position is. And it's just interesting to feel more muscles involved in the upper body. And it kind of feels easier off the floor. Obviously, it's very, very early on. But I'm just, back in my mind, I'm really getting motivated now to bench and to chase that next PR. And you know me, like, I don't really get all that excited about bench press, but anytime I link it back to the squat and the deadlift, I kind of get rejuvenated at the thought of, man, okay, so there's greater purpose here with the bench press. It's not just to get the bench press up, which is kind of what I love about squats and deadlifts, because you increase one, the other one will kind of move as well. But now I'm kind of linking the third lift, the third power lift, bench. Damn, man, I think they're all connected. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.